a digital currency, but I think that a digital currency that is backed by the central banks, and that gives a lot of credibility to transactions. And I think this is where we should be headed. And the Bank of Ghana is leading the way, and I expect other central banks to come forward with this in the future. But I think it is the way to go.
For bra ye to aso no na ye da so agina my Ghana mu na fe ye ko enkran na de tie nie ye nsa ase no aya ye sori a ye twa so enua etugu ebi mu de bi si bidie ebi mu so kura bubu de kofie ekosoja ene ade no o mayi mpanimfo abo modin bia se nyame ya dom o my Ghana ye chemienu a ye mu fa ebetimi de de efre ne se gas ana asa cylinder ye de mframaja agumu ebetumi aye adwuma na fe enua no aya ye twa de si bidie ni ade no ebetimi abra no ase Weinti Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company wama da board bi adi ya wamo na ebehwe ama saade na timi akoso e wodwumadie na se no Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe edi tudwa se ehu behia pa se sa cylinder circulation na ebribi atwa mu yakofa de ba ya Cylinder Manufacturing Company ne womo a womo supply gas womo ante ase na ehu behia se sa koyi a ebei won behwe asom ama etumi aye adwuma.
It was set up to promote the usage of liquefied petroleum gas as a substitute for charcoal and wood fuel, and thereby curtail some of the environmental damage and degradation that was ongoing by the chopping of wood to form charcoal. Excessive cutting of the wood is increasingly leading to the rapid desertification of the country. Cabinet already has approved a cylinder recirculation model to promote the work and to ensure that 50% of the country, instead of using charcoal or fuel wood, will turn to the use of gas. If it's going to be possible, one company that must be up and running is Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company. Was
Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe ya wone Energy Minister ena Kaseé na ya wade friend is a sustainable development goal enema ye gina so na ye de aboa ama ye mpuntu atimi akoso ye no ne ye ni so ade hunu na nye ye nko a ewiase nyina na ekukuru di ama ye wo mu kire mu se ansa na ye betimi aduru sa ade no ho no agese ye hwema asem o mu kan etimi firi ho na fe ekwa ye no a ye twa mu nyinu nyina etugu no efiri wo ne yetimi use gas eno so kra ne beboa e de ahonidie abre o my Ghana yakoso ne ye hwe eye UTAG University Teachers Association na wamo se wamo ni aban no etwe papa adania ye wo de friend is condition of service eniema omu gina so de ye adwuma beboa ma adwuma no so atumi ayede na wamo so anya ahoden de aye adwuma no yie e de ama Ghana fo no aban na etwetwe ne ho ompese obeye ne chefa ma chechefo no so ayi wo mo chefa weinti enne wama friends and trofo nhia mu e won kran ama wamo titene ni Dr. Charles Mafo akasa e wadwumadie na se asam wodi atodwa ene se so amoni aban kasa free enei ekosi dwada na sa aban anti a efri dwada kro de womo ebeye strike
7.854. That is how miserable the situation was. In dollars, 997.84. In city terms, it is 5,687.66 pesos. This is far less than the $1,500 that was improved even with the advent of the single span salary structure in 2012 to $2,084.42. Clearly, you can see the drop of $1,086. That is 6,193 Ghana cedis. And this drop is more than the lecturer's present day take-home salary. I believe you agree with UTAG that this is unacceptable. Further delay in the negotiations beyond the end of July 2021 will compel UTAG to advise itself. We also like to state here that until our demands are considered, and met in toto. UTAG would have no other option. UTAG will have no other option than to embark on industrial action by withdrawing teaching, which includes the conduct of examinations and the making of examination scripts, marking of examination scripts, and other related matters, starting from Monday, 2nd August 2021 until further notice. That government should just restore the 2012 values for the lecturer without recourse to any adjustment. To make it clear, we are not asking for any increment in our salaries. We are asking for restoration. UTAG believes that this demand is appropriate and indeed fair. If government finds this difficult to do, UTAG is willing to follow a roadmap as suggested by the Professor Yah in Tiamwa Beidu's report on the Presidential Committee on Emoluments for Article 71 office holders that was dated June 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, in the preamble of that report, that is Professor Yah in Tiamwa Beidu's report, there is a portion that is of interest to you and to us. At page number 11 of that preamble, and I quote, the committee strongly urges government to also spare no efforts at reducing the wide gap between the highest and the lowest paid public servant in the country. This can be achieved by implementing a roadmap, as was
Nipa na Okasei, Professor Charles Mafo, on the University Teachers Association of Ghana, Omo Etitineni, Penny for say, one casati one ye were born in Tinema would have one yeno, and no wasam, and no more to get no more Yanshani as a Joada, and Penny Fonka wasam any and not one more tia by an Zotia, almost a banisa exams, one yet. See a bemaki papers, one more market, be a father Chahubiano, or more the better. Na amanebo betoja ene say o my Ghana mo be na watwe mienu enie na nipa ahanu aduanan enwotwe 248 ena no omanya eye covid yare ni bia yaje o mato ya yaresabia emu dunso de omoda na enye kra ena emu aduo watwe ensia so na emu oden emu wo ha aduanan miensan so na kyese eye kakra. Dr. Patrick Kumabwaje, or many apomodin ya so ye ba no dani, and I know the sansa need to jan watch say Ghana si as a sumanya. Their friend is a third wave no, or my Ghana ye Ramuan on the one say ya quanya de Ghana for Befasono, Yanka say yempe.
If a major spike that can be described as a third wave, there's a higher risk that the severe third wave may have a higher, much more severe wave compared to the second if nothing is done. And this is happening because we are also still not adhering to the protocols, and we would have expected a lot more people adhering to the protocol, but we've still not seen enough. We're going to start the mask surveys to see how people respond and how it relates to the decline or otherwise of the numbers. We still have to look for more isolation centers if the surges continue. We are also non-adherence to isolation by affected persons undergoing home treatment, and that's why we are enforcing more facility isolation. And one of the key challenges we are having is the fact that our vaccination coverage is still low. You said the last one that we talked about the third wave and that we're being evasive. There's a very, very classical definition for a wave. Until you get there, you don't say it. In a wave, you see a stepwise increase in numbers. When you have an increase that is stagnating, that is not a wave yet. And so it was not being evasive. We're just telling you what it is. Now we can see we are seeing an increase, so we can now move in. So we don't going to jump in. People are saying,
na one was penny forecast and be say ye to yiribi na wentia ye to yiraba. o my Ghana mampani akrokro ye ne fa covid no ho munhye dam o munja ya chiachia o munhye nose mask o ma munya yi o mukwa asori amuni donhwere mienu ye ntie eno ho asem ena na papa yi eken Dr. Patrick Kumabuache o se Ghana yensesa yesuban te sa covid third wave no e ba ye so akwan ye de e befa so ne yempe we so ena yahwefo ne etefo ye gina na ye twa ye ho akofa ya boafo adwadie enkrato abaye ba ensam no de aka edoso pacho mo fidie no na yo yakofa ya boafo adwadie enkrato enti bibi te se iron bibi te se fridges all kinds of electrical appliances ubehia eye property ebeboa wo pa e wo fie entwe power na ebesiesie wo so sanso na wo pe baby papa akodidie no apo bia ye cake papa e de ama wo ana se pastries ni ade no pastries varieties omo ahojo ukohu omo a ombesiesie wo kama efei ye kase no ento asoni satiefo beka ya enchei e na woni a ekopo no ye ka kro mo so mo ntena fie kakra e ma mpata na wo ntumi nyini kakra ntiepo no ya tumu nyame ya dom akwase da e bayi ahemachen ye bebie na ye bebie yi ene ese abanso afo ya wohwe eye mpata yen ensem so minister for fisheries honorable Mavis Hawakumsen wasoa enuane agu pekapum so de kwa akoma afarefo no ene ese wo mo buafuo se ma me na tena se am ekoma de wo ma wi aka 2 days pa ma de ni be firi wone no efe no de nuane ebre wo ma me na san so ahye mbra bi se ye bie po no a omo mfa nkane a enkopo no so eno nso ya de he wo mo pa nti nuane ode koye bia wo mo ye yenjo ma Elmina hene kra ba mu enso wo ma nte ase Mavis Awakumsen minister ene na soafo esan de nuane ne koye enti wo de na ekoso ya bra Honorable Mavis Awakumsen ne mpanimfo di nuane pick up ma e de koma afarefo na omo so omo boafu se wo se ubie po no na me mfa kane a enkopo so de ene wo so nuane a wo de abra ne yenye already ye kra no wa makoma de ya che omo chemu sel bi me na hene ba mu pa che ubiara enkrofo ya anje nuane ne ye po ni nyina ma mi ene wo sesa na de e de koye na de akoba ene se e wo se kuayo etimi koso na gina yie e wo my Ghana ya mantifi FM we nti de akoba ne se yese ye hye ma no amo matimi e mokom adokua no na de ne betimi aye ene se betimi aso wo masene we nti ko bi e from se 38 eye ankrankreku e se wo mo sre nananom a wo West Gonja se ensa se tampa papa eye fertile e so nam na udua ne ma wo so a e betimi aso yie no wo mo nya krado se e de bema amo matimi aye so adwuma na se ne ya mo kwan se fe ye betimi adua ne ma bi ti se atia eye cashew ene eniema hudo bebre se sa dia na nanom so dia on beye ene so on be ma ensase
na di apple atoto na se ye di drinks eye kebab eye madri nti ye che o mo se ade a on be boy ye se asase a oba be do so uniska untimu kura asase no wo kan kira kura asase na oba ma won de baby e tantan isa upeska afa afọ no mo ko kura ama ntade ye sira obo se omo sambo ye bebre ne adwuma no ne enkoso yie emaye first ewu adwuma ne oba on to me ye betri e ba ye no me amikina ho se wo akora wo fra me a etuma ko yino ema ne adane oil ne ya hye ne yerka edi ama nti e champion nyinfo no nyina bebre se omo yire omo na omo san emboa ye na tri adwuma no na enkoso na sabana ringin emba no na so na nji ya home kakara
sisi ya munya asase woni ya tse omo baba be tse musilims ti no mo de daka fa
ye nya asase ne fre ehinfo nchen so ehinfo nchen no unu kunu kwa omo se aya na una na biwo na asase de obekọ kwaka ehinfo no na omo akọ chobe bi na ma na onfan ya adwuma
na wa woni kunu ubaya dan asase
o betimanye ehinfo no omo bebo mba de omo temo bo ye bebre ne asam kitikiti bi ade ho yo yes
ena adwuma no so ye no so enya benyifo bi bebo ye UK for ene US 384 ye no omo ne ye adwuma na kana ne de ye gusu na ye kakra ena omo ba bebo ye sesi omo ba no so ye ni age e kire se fo no ko na ye ha ye ye ni age se tama ye gasi adwuma no na namba no ko na ye tasetas sesi e wo munti ye timi fa de ye mia nsuo no ye de ye no aka so ane ye de ye kyenjanga ye timi ye magire nsu ye ni abue akodu bebre 384 de akodu.
So 38 is in the West Gonja municipality to help farmers increase their production in cashew. And so from the surveys we've done, we have seen that about 30% of females are into cashew, which is not the best. The potential is there. And so the reason why these women are not able to go into cashew much is because they don't have permanent lands. The land they have, when they start the cashew within a year or two, people usually come for the land who claim that the land belongs to them, and this makes them to lose their investment. And so with this training today, we have brought chiefs from all the communities, about 60 chiefs, to have a deliberation with them. And we are expecting that at the end of the day, we will have some formal agreements where lands can lease out to women for at least 20 to 30 years, and then the lands will be taken back. We also hope that this training will help the chiefs to educate more of the women in the community to come out, to look around and get productive agricultural lands where they can use for cashew and they can use for other agricultural ventures. We have also seen that there are other projects which target women and youth. And so when the land is not available for these women, they end up losing such funding from donors. And so for today, 3-8 have done a lot of work in relating to cashew and want to roll in the women to help them to improve on their standard of living. And so this training today, as I said, the chiefs are here to commit themselves.
The cashew, how many seedlings do you have for distribution?
So each farmer receives about 40 seedlings, which will translate to 1 acre. And so this is what we want the women to receive. However, the women are willing to receive these seedlings to try and plant on their farms. However, they don't have permanent lands, and so they are reluctant to take. And this gives much impetus to men to take, which makes the gender segregation not uniform.
Let's look at the challenges cashew farmers or farmers face in the region, because I've seen that
we have in cashew for this sector is, first of all, we have the issue of pricing. We don't have stable pricing. A day, a price can fluctuate about 2 or 3 times in a day, which makes people not be confident. A price can also shoot at a particular time and also fall drastically. It's one of the challenges we are facing. We also have the issue of the cattle herdsmen who are destroying cashew seedlings. And so sometimes these cattle do not just chew the cashew, but they break them down. And so it makes all the investment go into drain. We also have bushfires. And during the dry season, people do farming and just to clear the land to catch game. And all these things bend the farm and the investment go into drain. And we also have the issue of women not having land to go into cashew. And so this is one of the main challenges. People are willing to go into cashew production because they have seen the prospects. However, lands are not available for them.
Before we leave here,
my advice to the chiefs after this training will be that they should be willing to give out lands to women to go into agriculture. As we said in the training, there are some donors and other developmental partners who target women and youth into agriculture. And so when people bring funding of such, and then they come and the women don't have places to implement these activities, they have to go back with the fund. And that means we have all lost. So we tell the men, at least, though you're a man.
Na emani bin so ekasa kyerɛkyerɛ sɛ no kwasɛm kua no de ɔmani gye ho pa na so wɔn yɛ ni na anantwie abɛwe anaasɛ eja abɛhye wɔn no bae ɛno nso pa ne adeɛ baako a ya ehia wɔn a wɔn ɛka ho asɛm yarafo yakua nim ne de ni kyerɛ ɛyɛ edwura na nanu ya edwura nsensɛm isi ya yɛ ma committee bi kɔ hɔ no mokɔ so ofi bibia ma asomdwe timi baayɛ no na edwura hene ɛyɛ brɛma sɛ hwɛ de ne manfo ne mpanimfo afredwa ya botan nyina ne sɛ wɔn mu hwa ma asomdwe atumi abakro no mu na ɛwɔ na brɛma sɛ hwɛ de betu dwa sɛ efiri ɛyɛ edwura ekosi yeji wɔn ni military base bia wɔ kwan no mu enti asrafo aban na yɛ ready na so ayɛ krado so ɔde ɔmo ba ne ɔmo abɛtena kuro no mu no wɔn nso ayɛ krado pass sɛ ɔmo ahyase a wɔn siesie yɛ kuro no ama asrafo
aban yɛ de to aban nim sɛ military detachment no yɛsrɛ no a ɔmo bi mɛtena adwira ha ma yɛn
zion
na ɛma yɛ security no emu nye bi ɛwa
zion
adwama nyina di adanse sɛ efiri sɛ asɛm yi bae a asogyafoɔ bɛtena komu ha wɔn nkɔ yi wutwam a ɛbɛka sɛ kwane kora ɛmfiri ntɔdira
zion
mmom sɛ ma mɛma ma yi wɔn aba ama sundue aba adwama mu
zion
yɛde akɔto Ghana amampanyi anim sɛ yɛsrɛ no ɔmɔmo ne yɛn mɛtena kuro yi mu
zion
wofiri Kumase ɛbɛsrɛ kɔ Yeji asrafo yi ebi ni ba bia akisa uduru ana fa nkranza fa me sɛ nifa so na sɛ okoduru sujana ko na behu sojafo no sɛ ebi wɔ
zion
sɛ fa Kumase agona jamase betwa madura mampo kosi Yeji de ebi ni ha ndemo sa komiti betra na higher center yankasa bibi nso na BBC ya sisi ya na omaduo na omama asundua ba
Zion
sabre ya start ya yesiesie wo matena ye ba bia wadi shimfo no omba ya wo mde ma ye no stretches bebre ho yakodo do ho ya start penti ho ba say yesrew ya ye ready say ma asrafo no ene ye metena wadira ha no momo police fo no momo other security agencies no na dira emfa de ntema papa bra
Zion
ye daga na ban ase
Zion
nya asrafo no nko ye sare to aban nim se eye police division no eno so ye si bi won kranza kwa mu hale abie mu ama police fo mpanyifo ni police dudu no aso ni abetena ha
Zion
na asumdie akoso abetena adira ha
Zion
ye da ban se pa masam ye tietia medi masam yi kwa wieye
Zion
na ye bedaga na ban ase se asam tu ye wan nani ama adira man
Zion
Empanifo se chiame anim asem kan wo se nana we de wasum a enti wo hwe de na etwa go na berima se hwe de woni nana edwurahwene yana se edwurahene na omo kire se omo ni abre pa wo na anu nsem na ye course no nti se de omo ne asrafo be ka bom na omo bukuro no yakue ni mu no Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly omo asenibia ene omo atena se edi asem ama ememu anan ye de omo nyina ekoto afiase emu mienu ekọ afiase eye emfie adronu enum ena mu mienu nso so ekọ afiase emfie dunum na omo kirekire mu se mienu a edikan no eye Alex Amofa wadi emfie adronu baako ena fe Ade Suleiman no nso so edi emfie nkron kura ye frɛ wɔ se kapro ye ben adankwa ame ɛhɔ no omo kɔ ya omo de atuo ni asekan ekɔ wia obi enema eno ekire no eye Samuel Senior friend is Van Dam ene Abu Idris omo nso kɔ wia abobo ya ewa hensan ene ye de omo nyina ekɔ afiase obi ekɔ 15 years
me ba no onya no onye bie mesre no ntimo mo amene enyi me ba na ma me na ntisa Injini sana pade matimi akatameni ntimi nkatameni
ko jeneni wa sasa sai ukuta kwa na wafa ntimi sele mu ye mo bo wati na ko tuba o se wati ni be na be na do na ya sa ko mo jane se wo mo de wo ma wo mo ya na san kura me ni wo ho akodi mu no wo mo jane wo e ba sa no mo jane e ja wo wa ya sira mo ntimi nkutame sa kura nze kuda mfo na mfo boni ntia Ankrafo no ko ba mo so adwane wo mo de wo mo dwane kra na ka wo mo yesra mo ate yesra mo sa be man wo dwane de wo yesa no dwane jan kra no wa yesra mo hu ye mo bo hu ye mo bo fa na nyasa nyafo kuba ka me ben ko wo ko fa obi ahwe nkra me no mo dwane ye ho anyafo ma ana o ko school o jina form tira o be ba ba twiro asa tira anchani o mo ba twiro ye kafuro
misra by say
enti nkwada sa abre ye di o masema ye di o mo kwa afiase o mawofo e na esuyi afekubo de adeba eno no ye kuya nim na fe yakwa amanse ana performance mu wasantema ntemu heya na yese eyi wo mu DC edi mpanimfo anim ama eye school dan kama yesi di amu wo etanai wo office wo store wo bibie wo abema school no emu atumi aye fe na wo matumi akoda na didi ama Methodist DA Basic School ye wo kura ye fra wo se adubia na mpanimfo kirekire mu se no kwasam wo mosu ache papa school no ho asema ba che ye fe no matumi atoto ne ma nyina eyi a fe ye nya dan ne bia ye de hye Methodist for nsa
to my heart. In the sense that government said or see a kind of education very important. I'll take it proud in all aspects. Now, no, in a building in Cardano. And Yansua, Yakwa, you and Kofa, your to time. Yenya, Scabino. The moment they say, Bebe Fiennes, Yabba, as I begin a bank one bit. He said, "Yes, so it will be." And I may say, enuanom ne adofo a yatu kwan kɔ abuchi anase yatu kwan a ɛwɔ Ghana ha ebi wɔ mu nsɛm no omommra no mbɛboa na nkora ntuma kɔfɔ esi ano aban ebibi sɛ ɔpɛsɛ ifie biara mu no school yi ewo mu na so obi a onim enwoma wo nti na yɛ hwɛ obi a yɛn nkɔ hwɛ obi mfra bɔnten sɛ ɔbɛka obi kata asɛ titɔ de na ɛnɛ deɛ obi ofi a enwoma nso ɛyɛ ade a ɛma bibi atumi kɔ so bia so school so ade a ehia eti sɛ school dan a DC ɛne na pamfo aka bɔ mu a wɔn
abanya de ye nyina de a nipa biara de a sanse se ya mbɔ ho ban a se de na mekasa na meka no me se dan dada na esi hɔ na ye na yehu a obi ampɛ bɛkɔ ho ye si ye mfie aduoson enan eni dan esi mfie aduoson nan de na se ne na afe na yenya bia ye si amaya se ya nyere ye ho na ya mmɔ dan no ho ban na ye mamanfo bi se no tuturu kromafo so bi obi aba ona krobi okra bakwa na de dan ya janan bia saa de na nsi timaka che headmaster na akyerɛkyerɛfo sɛ ɔmomfa ne sɛsɛ bi ɔmo afie ɔmo si na ɔmo hwɛ ne yie fi sɛ ya hwɛ ne yie a na mfie aduoson na yachi yɛbɛba na ɛdan ne nsuo na ebubu agu a na ya ne yɛyɛ ho fi sɛ yɛ nananom apɛn so ɔmo si wei no ɛyɛ mfie aduoson ɛnan achi ansa na yɛsi foforo yɛkrom yɛ district aba yɛwɔ nkroto ahodoɔ de ɔtwe 86 communities na sɛ ekro bia esu sɛ opesuku afi na aduru so no wanya bio sɛ ekoba afi ba ko bia ekoba afi ba ko bia na sɛ afi de ɔtwe ansa na yɛsan so nya foforo schools nya ba ko pɛ na okrom a United wɔ hɔ other schools wɔ hɔ a wɔsɛ ebi omu so ebehia bi nti ya nyere ho amɔ ho ban a aban no edi sika no ba ko ebi foforo okro foforo so enu ti na meka sɛ yan yere ho ade a ha yɛ wɔ man mu pa yɛ maintenance culture ade no obi atimi gyae na yɛ gya ne saa fi sɛ aban dia anye yɛ dia ne fie obe ne ye oba aban bibi mu a na wasɛ no no ayɛ ne basa yɛ ha de yɛka sɛ yɛ nya ne saa yɛ bɛyere yɛ ho ne yɛ bɔ ho ban fi sɛ yɛ ayɛ dia egu ma ya eyeye so eyeye ma ya 3 unit classroom with staff common room, headmaster's office, then a store and ya sounds so see a janabia e dey ama school for no a janabia na wo mu nsia ansa na ya sounds bi nso aka officer e water closet cha sounds so ye mechanized borehole so aka ho se be ya se uko yusu janabia na obetumi asan a flash and say wo bi nsu ama e dey akọ enunti
Hewienti enema pa ekoso ewo manso adubia na mu se na etwagwe na daku apia dankwa wotoso mienu enema manso adubia nyene uhwemu na nani ajepa na ye ka ne sen na no 2020 abato ye ekoso yi emu aspirants mu ba kwa nanko ogina apemra hye bedwa ede akọ eyesu bi na bato empeso aso wora valley e champon ese wo mo office na ewo subin no na nije MPP amanyo okuo no na wasan so hyehye efe so opeso oboa makuo no timegina nti wo mo office no wape eye e condition kama wode akobobo ho wase we nkyere se bia daache bi oba ba pre adwa no na emom se de wo mo nhyehyɛ ne o mana montuo nyina betimi akoso na ye fefeefe enti eno aye saa de yi a sa ho kyerɛ bia ba wo so mo siesie office no a wo mo mfrɛ no na eno so obeba abehwɛ
Ifri aha na yeson party your office ni na efe se menso achechede fefefe we air condition me de beba na party office nso omo di ho akoni abampanyimfo ebeba delegacy ebeba nyina omo nso omatimi enjoy MPP nso ye second term ti we ni achede amede aba afa nso ebe sliding ayiwa ha nyina na ama party nso ayefe na ati anim outside said the MPP ye bibia ye dey promote no how to promotion kakra ye nso ye dey promote subin kwambi so no oh there be say we the aba MP not so honorable Eugene and the data na chi said be any meetings ni bibia delegation so obi aba umbe enjoy the tie no ye nyina
enti subi ensemi so ne yegina na fe yetwa ye ho abaye ba ye bawura adwadie mu eno ekye no amahodo so de eka ho ne nsem beberubi so eka ho a yesre wa mo afide nu na Diemu nsam ene yede to amosue ne ye bwawura adwumaku a Ghana wo mo na jeje to de mayen Ghana eye Revenue Authority na wo mo kire se yesi afi we mu no wo mo bota nyina ne se afi ne mpa mu no wo benya sika eyo Ghana sika wo pipi hu ha duonu nsia chipo baako 26.1 billion eye Ghana cedis na so wo nya mu 25.9 billion wo mu ne se aboa pa na ebra wo mo friends ntrofo enhia mu and omde sansemi etudwa Dr. Charles Ade ya one deputy commissioner wa GRA in charge of strategy research and policy programs and echechire mu na wɔkyerɛ sɛ sika no dodoɔ no ano ɛyɛ ka nkrɔfoɔ de ɔmo mbetu yaayɛ ɛne enhyehyɛ ahodoɔ bebree no ɔmo yɛ ya ɔmo timi enye sɛ sika na kyerɛ sɛ GRA ɔmo sikasɛm akɔsoro paa
mako 14.7 million ɔmo wɔ national ID card ɔmo de mae ndi ehwie mu no nso no yehu sɛ out of nipa no bebree any tax identification number ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔmo tua tax. Now, this number, no, the breakdown, also. You were doctors, you were lawyers, you were engineers, you were computer scientists. Nipa bebri, so me number na ohana. Bebri omuni tax identification numbers. Enti yes see anu say. Sa nkrofo no ye nya house numbers. Ye nya location city wom baby omote na yi. Enti, what we are going to do is say, you be free be once you have your house number, you have your telephone number, no, you be free, no be chere, tax ya utia or mine, no, so ba, and yet, and yet, bibia, what the oba now be chere say, oh, you must say, na me tax ya mituani, and I'm fear any, me de fear no, ama rent, or mutia rent, say, me so musica cry, minia, task a cry, so utian, uchra, na ya mo akutia. So what you are, you know, near some bounty idea, your mamma GRA office. Now near Eze Utiano, or much we are. Now I bank, and our mobile money. Yeah, Nipa, you say, one national ID card number, no umuni tax identification number, no more 12 million. But professionals, no, Okamboma, engineers, 22,000. Medical professionals, 6,000. Financial professionals, 6,000. Computer scientists, 3,000. Legal practitioners, lawyers, omuni mraya as I just work on 7,000 na omuni tax identification numbers. And the executives are other efforts of man, 14,000 almost any tax identification number. So we need tax identification number there. Let's just own tax. What a man we are Jessica Udidi, Ufa Council, do Council, na Porto, or no dia term now. And so
de ebremwe ye twa ye husma na ye ba na fe ya konkrofa man ahodo so ensem efiri wo eba no emu ode emu ohwam me ba to twen yesisi aye ba Sam ye nyina ho akwa babio efe ye kɔ amahodo so na yesi Roman Catholic Cardinal bia na nadamfo pa ni Pope papa na kodi didi sika bia me ye kase wadi mfie duoso me 73 ye ne kogina ya se nie anim na se de omo kyerɛkyerɛ mu no Cardinal Angelo Bacchio ebri bi atwam no na enkrofo donations any scan ne ma hodo bi e back ye Vatican ho no ono na ehwɛ so papa ye tabri sika twitwiri die eso de kwa akoto warehouse bi e was Sloan Avenue e was Chelsea enfie mpinini July 2014 ho na saase mi esiye enti omo hwehwe mu anete mfa so bie ma so emfe me Vatican se sa dia na se sika na e ka no awabo omo no e wose etimi gina so ne ye de gina ye asemie anim sika ye ka ho asemi eye 350 million pounds 350 million pounds so the ba euros 299 million euros and fa America sika no ya 414 million dollars na enyu ono nko ya se Swiss lawyer bia ne din ene real Berhart ono so kra ne bibia atwa mu na nka Vatican wo sika sem ono so na na ehwe so enti mpanimfo mienu a wo matimi adi sa nyambransa ma ete se nam sa mo matimi abosa akai ye ntimi ntena se enhwe wo mu din ti ye ka se kra no Cardinal Angelo Bacchio Pope pam no wa pam no kra da ya se ya hyehyehye ne niema ye de ni gina eye asani ne mu watimi abeyi na no Efe ye free ye Vatican and ye de ni kire Ethiopia. Na Ethiopian so ene wo mukuro anase mantam bia ye frɛ ho se Amhara state. Se tiefo beka ya enche ye ntokwa bi ma ne muso wo ho. Empanimfo kasa ye hwe hunu se bia nka asomdwa ye adwuma tuo nkotwere de atwere obi amfa ne tuo entofom. Ye sentokwa na sa akoma ne muso bio. Ameku a ye frɛ mo se Tigray People's Liberation wo mo nti wo mo hwase ba akokra. Enti sabre entokwa ama ne muso ewo Ethiopia man no mo no enya asem ketwa. Empanimfo so wo musuro pa so wo hwe ya ba bia de ne betre akokeka no say di omosra ne say amama wodro mpanimfo mo nan emram yemfi ano emetum ema entokwasem a amane muso ewo ye Ethiopia ye Amhara state hono mo no yentimi ensia no kwan nti saa dia wanhwe betre pa na afa ye man no afa na enyina ye free ye amanone ene ba ye efei ye se twe ye hosima ye ba eye agudie na se anigidie mu nsam ye de bebre mu ewie na ye hwe eye anigidie mu nsam na eye Prince Charles ene Lady Diana ya wanya ne ba bi kura ye nkae manfo ye ya wo mo wedding anase wo mayefra wo mo hia ye no emfie aduanan enie na saabra no mfie aduanan keki ya wo mo yoye no keki no da so ho makora ne saa besi saa bre ama nipa a wo mo kire mu a ye de hye ne nsa queen ebusuani bi ye de hye ne nsa no maame ne de ade fa ho e na wo tworo so handle with care na kire se won beba ho bia so mu yie pa e na wo bo date 29th July 1981 kwa ye kita wonsa bosumeda neto so adadronu nankron te se ene afiapem ahenkron anasa ahenwatwe adrenkron adrewotwe baakon 1981 ena sa wedding no course so wa bo date kama and watch Prince Charles and Princess Diana SIC wedding cake and amamena krasa cake ya for 40 years. Enti yedi Prince Charles and Lady Diana 40 years in a na cake no ye chebi ya ye ton ede amama for se cake no nyese bia ye bedio anase ye ton cake ni nyina ye hwe ho kakra bi no ye de si ba maso ya ye adomada so kran no ye pedo ni sikapuduo sikadoso puo pa e ba beto ye sa cake na kire se ani gisem ene eye ensam a eda efri inyire siman mu aba eno no wedding cake edi 40 years efei ene ye twa bi kra ye pede ye obeto ame ye de ahye Prince Charles ene Princess Diana ene munyam ewie na yetiefo ne yahwefo enwumre no nsia empai mu kase a yede bramo ewo Kessben television so ene kita wonsa bosome ne da itoso adadronu enenkron no aha ene yedemo esie na ye kai mo se yesamofo pani eye adwoa kirewa na wo hwe me makeup fe ya Fosuya beauty salon Aseda house ground floor ukọ wono ma wonso ye besiesie wo sabi matade yin so efe kama pa ye abemu ya ye friend se o topa made ewe ye Kumase tafo na ejudwa edema me fa ne number entudwa obetimi afre no ewe 0243 423353 ono enesiesie me Kumase tafo edwa no echi ho pe uduru ho no ma wo se wo pe ken ya opamade no besiesie wo kama pa me so efrem akua Yabuwa esiama the prophetess and then for bebre so enesiesie me hwe akire ema mfidie no yetumi ekinkim ye aha na ede mu esie nyame adoma ye wono ochena ede mu nyina ase ema mumbo ene hwe